Hello. I would like to take some time out of your day to talk about something that's probably been on your mind lately. Shark attacks. But not just any shark attacks. Fatal, unprovoked shark attacks. I would like to take you down the road of fatal, unprovoked shark attacks in the United States of America between the 1910s and 2010s. Shall we begin? We shall. In the 1910s, there were 10 attacks, and in the 1920s, 5. We see a very similar style of accounting these attacks, as most of the sharks that did the deed were in fact unconfirmed. The attack locations were scattered throughout the country, mostly happening in states on the coast, no shark attacks occurring in landlocked states. The 1930s brought only 6 dead due to sharks, as most were young men under the age of 20. In the 1940s, we see a break in brutal murders by sharks. Only 2 passed away. On victim, before being taken at the clinic, says he was attacked by a barracuda, but it was probably a bull shark given the location of the attack. After the break of the 1940s, we see a large spike in the murders. In the 1950s, 19 dead by the hand, or should I say, fins of sharks. There were multiple sharks at one incident. This means that 2 sharks were involved in killing 1 person. Most attacks occurred in California, funny enough. In the 1960s, only 8 dead from shark attacks, which is a decline from the 19 of the 50s. Lots of people dying from sharks in Hawaii, and 1 person in North Carolina died. One case, though, was particularly interesting. The incident includes 1 person trying to swim across the bay from one part of the Virgin Island to another part of the Virgin Island. When the person was brought out of the water, he was missing his leg. He later died in the hospital. People did not know that what shark attacked him. Later, fishermen caught a Galapagos shark. When they cut it open, fishermen found the leg of the half-deceased man in the shark's stomach. The 1970s and 1980s were rather uneventful in the world of fatal, unprovoked shark attacks. Only 20 people dead in each of these decades. Lots of people dead in Hawaii. Both of these decades included 1 shark attacks involving more than 1 shark. In the 1980s, 1 attack, the body was never found. The 1990s was also rather uneventful, except that it was eventful. This decade saw 12 deaths. Nothing special about the death or this. The number of men deaths and women deaths were the same. This was not the first time women have died at the fins of sharks, but this is the decade so far with the most women deaths. The 2000s, we saw 11 dead. This was the first decade where every victim was identified. Up to this, every decade had at least 1 body that could not be identified. The 2010s so far have had 6 deaths. 5 of the deaths occurred in Maui, Hawaii. This has been a history of fatal, unprovoked shark attacks in the United States. Thank you for listening.